So, did you know that holding $1 back in 2010 until right now, 10 years later in 2020, would have netted you just 84 cents? Did you also know that investing $1 into Bitcoin back in 2010 would have netted you 26 Bitcoin at a price of 3 cents per BTC at the time? Right now, 10 years later, $274,000. Yes, $274,000 just for holding $1 worth of an asset that was born 10 years ago. The increase of the Bitcoin price over the past decade may have been overstated because of the accompanying fiat inflation. Since Bitcoin is typically denominated in fiat, it is not immune to its depreciation. In the decade that followed the economic crisis, the US enjoyed some of the lowest inflation in history, which hovered around 2% annually. However, over the past decade, this added up to almost 20%. Thus, if we use the 2010 dollar and apply its subsequent depreciation to the price of Bitcoin, then the current price of 10,466 BTC would turn into $8,770. Though this may be a sobering realization for some long-time holders, it does not mean that Bitcoin was a bad investment or that it is not good as a store of value. On the contrary, if we compare the performance of Bitcoin and the USD in the last decade, again adjusted for inflation, then there is no comparison at all. $1 invested in USD in 2010 would turn into 84 cents in 2020, while $1 invested in Bitcoin in 2010 would be worth $274,000. Cryptocurrency has clearly done a much better job of value preservation. Bitcoin is not immune to inflation either, but that might overcomplicate the story somewhat. As long as the fiat inflation rate stays low and Bitcoin continues to appreciate at a rapid pace that it has done until recently, the effect of fiat inflation may be negligible for most investors. The only way to escape it completely would be to stop denominating Bitcoin in fiat. Then perhaps 10 years from now, we would be discussing how many Satoshis one might hope to buy with $1. That, my friends, is the power of cryptocurrency. That is the power of Bitcoin. A store of value that is designed to economically free the poor and balance the economy. A way of freedom, a way to get out of the upcoming financial collapse. Just as Kiyosaki stated, you got gold, silver, and other precious metals that come out of the heart of the earth, which are God's money. Then you got fiat, paper money, which is the devil's money. And then there's Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, which is now the people's money. And the people will rise to get their money. The people will rise and fight for their money. The people will take back the control that the banking system has imposed upon the low class for centuries. The monetary system is bound to collapse, and only then digital assets will rise from the ashes and become the future of our generations.